Welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you, and thanks for checking out the channel. Doing a second video tonight just because as I was recording the game recap, Erik Spoelstra very pissed at the officials. Not a very frequent occurrence, ergo I find it something worthy to react to. Although he has one of the greatest moves in the history of arguing with officials, which is his preemptive. He warns the league not to fine him. It's my favorite Erik Spoelstra move, bar none. No matter how many people are fed up with Spo this year or upset with the year that the Heat are having or their coach is having, Erik Spoelstra's ability to lecture the league is legitimately one of my favorite things about him. And he's pissed. Bam Adebayo isn't so much pissed at the end of game call, but he was frustrated at the end with one of the officials that he was speaking with, Kevin Cutler, who he was trying to have a talk with. It was interesting because you saw at the time Anthony Edwards going up to. I thought he was going to go up to Bam and say what's up, and it was like, hey, what's up, gold medal buddy? And we were going to go. We were going to do some whale watching, but that didn't occur because Bam was furious with the officiating tonight. And it was one of those games, too, and Ron Rossi was talking about this, that it was a pretty physical game. Not a lot of free throws amongst these two teams. Heat got to the line 11 times tonight. Bam got 7 of those attempts. And for the Wolves, they got there 14 times tonight. So it wasn't a heavy free throw game. It wasn't a heavy free throw make game. But Erik Spoelstra, let's hear from him here. He was furious that Bam Adebayo, just to reset for those who didn't see the end of the game, Heat, they get a furious ending to the game where it looks like it's over. About 3 seconds left. Duncan Robinson heaves up a three. It's good. Haywood Highsmith is able to force the deflection over Anthony Edwards. Controversial who it went off of, but there's no challenge, so it was Heat ball. Heat inbounded to Bam Adebayo. He shoots the three. Julius Randle's really up in his space. Touches him, it seems like, in the midsection body, and did look like he was in his landing spot. The shot was not even close. Bam shot it over the backboard, so the officials did not call it, didn't come close to calling it, and that drew the ire of the Heat head coach, Erik Spoelstra.
All right, look, I'm going to say this, because we had our chances, enough of our chances, and then there was a wild sequence of events. Did a great job on our denials down the stretch. Those last few inbounds forced that turnover there at the end. And this is what I'll say. It's that last baseline out of bounds. We did not execute and get what we wanted to. With that said, Bam got fouled. I'm not trying to get fouled. League, don't find me. I'm not doing histrionics up here. I'm fully in control. At any point during the game, that's a foul. Did he mean to foul? No. Is that what we wanted? No. But I will tell you this, Bam Adebayo got fouled on that. He got clipped. And if that's in the first quarter, that's a foul.
All right, there you go. That was Spo. All of this I just love. I'm not doing histrionics. I'm fully in control. And I'm like, but he always just he is the only coach I see do this. Where he's like, because most coaches are stupid. They'll be like, I'll take the fine. I'll take the fine. Or they just go into hosing down the league. This man will look at the camera. And that's the thing. He always looks to the camera. And he's like, league, do not fine me. There was one in Orlando where he did double point. And he goes, you're not even going to think about giving me a fine. The classic was one where he told the referees to get some sleep. And he goes, NBA, do not fine me. I don't think anybody else has this in their back pocket, this ace up his sleeve that he has, but he was pissed.
It's that last baseline out of bounds. We did not execute and get what we wanted to. With that said, Bam got fouled. I'm not trying to get fouled. League, don't find me. I'm not doing histrionics up here. I'm fully in control.
He's not fully in control, though, because he's saying immediately he's so furious, and you could just tell this man has had a year on him, right? I'm not trying to get fouled. We know, Spo, the game's over. You can't get fouled. I'm not doing histrionics. I'm fully in control. And you really missed that one. That was a fail on Bam Adebayo. Go fuck yourself, officials. Like, that's really what he wants to say, but he can't. But that's what he's thinking. And he was beside himself. And I had to come back and react to that because it's legitimately my favorite Erik Spoelstra thing is when he comes back into I don't know, it doesn't matter. I don't know what the 2-minute report's going to say tomorrow. Bam got fouled. If Bam didn't get fouled, what's it going to matter? My thought on it was, Ron made the point it was a very physical game. So maybe that had something to do with it. This was he said like these refs let a lot go. They let a lot go in this game. And so whether he wasn't, it was noticeable by both teams. And certainly we'll get to Bam's comments here in a second, because Bam, you saw him upset, and Bam actually was even making the point that he wasn't even, when you saw him pissed at the end, he wasn't even pissed at Kevin Cutler for the calls, or that particular call at the end. He was upset because he was upset. He was emotional about the game. He wants to win games here, 4 games under 500. But he was upset because he felt that he was disrespected by the official because the official was trying to walk away from him, and he doesn't understand that. This was Bam in the locker room.
Were you fouled on the last play?
I don't know. I was too busy shooting the ball. It's one of those things, man. It was right there again. We're going to have a breakthrough at some point.
You were obviously having an animated conversation with one of the officials. What was the explanation you got from them on that?
Nothing.
On the final play?
Nothing. Absolutely. And it wasn't even about the last play. It was throughout the whole game. To me, like I said, dog, I don't really get too confrontational. I don't really get into it with refs because it's like, it's their job, but it's our job too at the end of the day. Like, dudes fighting for everything on the line. So it's like, to me, it's like have the decency enough to look me in my eyes when I'm having a conversation. Obviously, we lost. Like, I don't understand like why they think we can't be emotional. Like, it's like we're gonna be emotional. Win or lose games, like if we have a conversation and it gets heated, it's not because I just want to go at you. It's because in the game. Like I said, man, have the decency enough to look a man in his eye, not walk away. Like that to me is utterly disrespectful in a man's game.
There you go. Bam Adebayo, furious in the locker room afterwards, with the loss, obviously, but also with the way, as he said, some of the I don't have a problem. I think Bam is he's not a guy who's a whiner. Don't really recall any time. I don't have one where like he's ever gotten in an official's face. Bam's very much a will look at an official, kind of motion. He will have conversations. He's a very when he doesn't think he gets fouled, he's very emotional, ball don't lie screamer, to get his point across. But I always feel like he's very good in a lot of ways, like Spo, in that he knows that line and doesn't cross it very often. So I don't have a problem with it. And his conversation was not like he was menacing in this at all. So for Kevin Cutler to not give him the time of day, it's par for the course with a lot of officials in all sports, but particularly basketball is such a weird thing, man, because basketball is like they treat these referees like presidents, like they get police escorted to and from the court, and they're like, you try and get it, they're like, clear the hall, like the president is walking through or something like that, or like they treat them like they're protected by Secret Service just because of the gambling. And this has been going on pre Hard Rock app and ever. Like they keep those guys in lock. There's police guarding their offices, and so like I think there's an ability of them feeling like they can't be touched and won't ever have to deal with anything. Obviously, they only have to talk to like one pool reporter when things go wrong, which maybe Ira and Anthony will go do tonight. I'm not sure if this is, I don't wish extra work on those guys, especially for this season, but maybe they will after the comments of Spo and the comments of Bam tonight. But here was Bam a little bit more, where he says like, he was asked by Ethan about getting the respect from the officials, and he says it's not really about respect. He's like, I just want to be listened to.
For me, I'm pretty cool with all the referees. That's the thing. Like I'm not not, like I said, I'm not confrontational, but I am emotional when I'm out there because we fighting to get wins. like everybody does it. I've seen dudes really say some crazy stuff to referees and they don't take them up. So, I had the decency enough to wait after the game to have my conversation because it's like, I want to have a conversation with you. Like, that's what you're supposed to do as a man, face to face. But when you walking away and stuff like that, it's just truly disrespectful. And I feel like, stuff should happen when they do that because when we get emotional, we walk away, we get teched up and we get fined, and I think that's crazy.
I honestly think this is totally fair criticisms from both coach and player. I don't think I don't consider what they said whining because I think they gave credit to the game. They said it was a good game, it was a good back and forth. And even on the post-game show today, Ron Rothstein gave voice to, man, he goes, and Ron, I don't know, for those who don't know Ron Rothstein's credentials, not only as the inaugural Heat head coach, he is the architect of the Jordan rules. So this is Bad Boys Pistons OG. And Ron was saying it's a pretty physical game today. And a lot of stuff wasn't getting called. So I got to give some credibility to that. And especially from Bam. He does not whine about this stuff a lot. And Spose certainly doesn't pull off he'll pull it off. It's an annual tradition. He pulls it off once a year, once every other year, but it's only a one-time thing where he tells the league, do not find me. I'm not doing histrionics. But the I'm in control is a new one. That to me, I was like, wait, I'm in control. What does that mean? I'm in control here. It's like, what? What do you mean? What does that mean, Spo? Oh, I'm in control. You're not in control. I'm in control. You're not in control. I'm in control.
We wanted to. With that said, Bam got fouled. I'm not trying to get fouled. League, don't find me. I'm not doing histrionics up here. I'm fully in control. At any point during the game, that's a foul.
I'm fully in control. Okay. That's crazy. What a year, man. I do feel for those guys. I really do. Because I do realize what competitive maniacs those guys are, dude. I really, I get it. And we all want to see them succeed. Nobody doesn't want to see the Miami Heat get on some kind of a run here and have some type of a breakthrough. Predictably, Erik Spoelstra did have his message and even, again, addressed Heat Nation because he's like, I know I sound like a broken record, which he does. But just to bring it to you guys, since we got it, here was Erik Spoelstra on them trying to get a breakthrough.
We had some opportunities, some decent looks. I actually thought our execution down the stretch was pretty good. That's better, than it has been in some of these fourth quarters. We didn't knock down, some of these shots that you just have to make. But the process was better. And defensively, I really commend our guys. They're really laying it out there. Really competing, making great efforts. It's inspiring, to watch. Even with this result, I hope Heat Nation and the fans can really appreciate how hard our guys are competing, and we ain't going anywhere. We're going to get this right. I know it seems like we're constantly saying that after the game, but these experiences are going to harden us, steel us until we get this breakthrough that I feel like our locker room deserves.
Dude, I don't think I could be any more hardened from this, and not the good sans pants kind of way. This season has built calluses over me from how hard this season has been to watch night in and night out. I don't think if there's any Heat fan that doesn't have a Galapagos tortoise type shell to protect them from this season, I don't know what season. This season's had every bit of heartbreak. It's had break up heartbreak. It's had disappointment heartbreak. It's had expectation heartbreak. It has had game heartbreak. It has had collapse heartbreak. It has had buzzer beater heartbreak. There's been every kind of loss this season. You legitimately forgot how many timeouts there were. That was a game that probably should have been an omen for the season. Trust me, dude. We know everybody along for the ride has been steeled and hardened by all of this. And again, not in the fun kind of way. But I appreciate it. I do, appreciate him addressing the fans there and saying we're not going anywhere, which some Heat Nation members may take as a threat because they're like, I'm ready to get hurt again. But, obviously this hurts. I mean, look, man, you lose the games you did this week to some of the better teams in your conference. You lose a game like tonight to a team that's fighting for playoff position in their conference. Like, you just want one of these games to be like, yeah, like that's a hang. It's not just a win. Right now, the Heat just need any win, but like a hang your hat on it win. I mean, trying to think. Like, let's take a little looky-loo at their schedule. Like, what's the last game where you were like, man, proud of that win? Probably the Indiana game had some of that, right? But that's like the lowest rung of good team. Before that, the double OT game where Jimmy got suspended by Orlando, but Orlando's really gone in the toilet. Before that, probably the Wemby Ware game, but that's for different reasons. So, like, probably the Houston game, when Houston was, like, really rolling, and they've kind of come back to earth. So you're talking, like, end of December the last time, like, the Heat really would be like, wow, that's a win we can hang our hat on. Every other one, it just feels like they're really amongst the better teams. They're just shy. They're just shy. And you can hear the frustration from the coach and from the captain there. I understand that this has been a tough year. I do not blame them. I'm cool with Erik Spoelstra being pissed at the refs because he never does it. I'm even more cool with Bam Adebayo having issue with a referee who doesn't have the decency to talk to him. That guy sounds like a bum. And, hopefully they can turn the page and maybe they'll get some reinforcements, but hopefully make something happen against Chicago tomorrow. But these next two are as must get as it is, unless you're like playing for ping pong ball, unless you're a fan who wants ping pong balls at this time. But I know there are a lot of fans that don't buy into that. And I think those are the guys that Erik Spoelstra is speaking to.